Makes our weak-kneed politicians scared.
An outspoken local sheriff talks boldly about his latest letter to the President of Mexico. Good evening, everyone. Butler County Sheriff Richard Jones sends a letter of demand to the President of Mexico.
It asks President Enrique Nieto to reimburse the sheriff's office for more than $900,000 spent housing illegal Mexican nationals in the county jail. In a story you saw first on Local 12, Rich Jaffe's here with a look at exactly what the sheriff's really after. And Rich, sounds a little familiar. We've heard this before, haven't we?
That we have, Kit, and there's good reason that it sounds familiar because Sheriff Jones made a similar effort in 2007 for a much smaller amount. While he doesn't have any real expectation that he's going to get paid, he's looking for a different kind of payback, attention on the issue of immigration reform. We got the first look at the sheriff's controversial letter late this morning. Addressed to the Mexican president and his Secretary of Foreign Affairs, it talks about the more than 3,000 Mexican nationals Butler County has housed in its jail over the last decade, at a cost to taxpayers of almost $1 million. Jones says the goal of the letter is to emphasize the need to close our borders and also to embarrass the politicians.
The Democrats aren't winning, the Republicans aren't winning, the left, the right, everybody's losing. This draws attention, and anything that draws attention to these weak-kneed politicians is a good thing. They need to get in a room and they need to fix this. This is what they're hired to do. Fix this.
The letter talks about the crimes the illegals were arrested for and asks the president of Mexico for some sort of financial support for dealing with your criminals. The leader of a Hispanic congregation, Pastor Josh Colon, gave us his read on the document.
All Americans, we all want the borders to be secured for the safety of America. However, we have a lot of children coming over, and we have to find a way, a common ground, where we can be able to help that humanitarian situation. A lot of these children suffer greatly in their countries.
I'm compassionate for these children, but it's illegal. We have laws in this country. If we want to do something that's great and wonderful, and we want to help these kids, let them stay home with their parents. Send money, send food to these countries, and send resources there to get them to stay in their country.
The sheriff and the pastor also agree we need to separate the humanitarian goals from the politics.
What we got to do right now, we got to pray for our political situation and hope and pray that they can come together and do what they were supposed to be doing right now.
Congress and the Senate, what the American people want you to do is fix this issue.
In his 2007 letter to then President Felipe Calderón, Jones asked for just over $61,000 in remuneration, which, by the way, he didn't get. Coincidentally, over the last few days, Sheriff Jones has appeared on a number of national news outlets talking about that 2007 letter, as well as the fact that Mexican cartels put him on a hit list a few years ago. You can bet that this new letter will see him once again launched into the national spotlight. Kit?
Good point. Thanks, Rich. An overwhelming number of comments on our Facebook page support the sheriff's move. Many say he should run for president. Judy says it's about time we try to recoup extra costs from an open border, but Danielle asks, why doesn't he write a letter to the families of all the rapists, murderers, and criminals that are American if he only wants the debt paid? And Joni calls it a showboat move and asks, is he running for re-election? Go to our Local 12 Facebook page and tell us what you think. The entire interview with Sheriff Jones is also online at local12.com.